Pancreatic cancer is a very dreaded cancer. It affects about 46,000 people a year in the United States are diagnosed with it. Around 40,000 people die of it each year in the United States. And worldwide, it takes the lives of more than 300,000 people. Up until about 4 or 5 years ago, everything that's been tried against pancreatic cancer has not worked. But a few years ago, there have been some discoveries. And now we know that there is a vulnerability in pancreas cancer. And these new advances have improved survival even in patients with stage 4 disease.
About 4.5 years ago, my daughter, Elizabeth O'Connor, was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, stage 4 pancreatic cancer. When people are diagnosed with it, on average, they have 5 to 7 months to live.
I would say the research has affected me. Every time I go and see Dr. Von Hoff, it's something new. It's constantly changing, and thankfully Dr. Von Hoff and his team are there to do the research.
She's battling it and has gone through it tremendously. 22 months of chemo, 40 some odd days of radiation, 15 hours of major surgery.
I'm excited actually, because I just feel like next time I go and see him, who knows what they might have the next time. The main reason I'm a fighter is because I have 2 children at home that I want to see grow up.
What we say from someone who's coming in with pancreas cancer, we have to keep you going because the breakthroughs will come. So hang in there with us. Let's keep trying. It really has come down to a matter of resources.
I will soon be celebrating 1 year as a pancreatic cancer survivor. My wife and I have lived here in Phoenix, Arizona for about 25 years now.
When Phil Zavleski first met me, at that time he was diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer.
TGen is a phenomenal resource here in Phoenix, and one which most of the major cancer facilities are affiliated with.
After you have a diagnosis of pancreatic cancer, I think you're much more appreciative of every day and of the simple things that make up a day, and of the love you share and of the love of family and friends.
Phil's prognosis is it's always fluid. We are in uncharted territory because if you go by the book, Phil should have passed away last fall. And so we are watching him very closely. We need the support of people that are willing to drive the research.
The awareness that is made through TGen, we're in a spot where people can step forward and can help with funding because they can know that in the very end that this will be very beneficial for the battle against pancreatic cancer as well as all cancers.
Dick and I were married for 50 years, actually 50 years and 10 months before he passed away. I can remember the first time Dick spoke at one of Roger's golf tournament fundraisers.
Now, my lovely bride and I have a special day coming up in about 18 months. In July of 2013, we're going to celebrate our 50th wedding anniversary, and I plan to be there to participate in that celebration.
So we did go on to have our 50th anniversary, and Dick felt so good at that time. 3 years was a miracle. I remember Dr. Von Hoff saying one time, if we had the money, we could do so much more.
My journey with pancreatic cancer started on December 19th, 2002, when I was first diagnosed. At the age of 42, it was quite a shock. My surgeon in our first meeting told me if the surgery was a complete success, I had a 20% chance of living 6 months. I have a good friend here in Atlanta, and he introduced me to Dr. Daniel Von Hoff. So they did a molecular profile of my tissue, and they did find numerous markers they could attack. Well, I've been blessed with a great family. My wife Becky and our 3 daughters, Coley, Laura, and Jana. And they have walked with me every step of the way.
In one of our golf tournaments, I stood up there and I sort of coined a phrase, and the phrase was, "If not me, then who?" And that phrase resonated with a lot of people.
I love Roger Magowitz's saying about, if not me, then who? So many times it's so easy to think that somebody else is going to take a stand or somebody else is going to do what we need them to do to find a cure. And the reality is that we need to. We need to stand up, we need to fight, and we need to take action to do one more thing every day to find a cure.
I got involved with TGen and their pancreatic research after we lost my father, who lost a fight with pancreatic cancer after 8 months. Dr. Von Hoff is one of the rock stars in cancer research.
I trust no one more than I do Dr. Von Hoff. I can take my own personal experience with him, and that was my father, who was diagnosed with obviously late stage, as most are, pancreatic cancer, and he was told, as were my mother and myself, that he probably had 3 months to live. We went right to Daniel. We actually got 3 years of good quality living out of my father.
I can see the end game. I can see continual improvement every year. I see a time that there will be a cure for pancreatic cancer.
Look, you talk about saving lives, you talk about medical research, you talk about having people like Daniel Von Hoff, you have to have funding. And any type of funding is appreciated because we are on a mission to save lives and find a cure.
Dr. Von Hoff and his research team have a chance to make a difference in real life situations.
So why wouldn't you get behind the experts in the field now that are truly going to make a difference?
What I see is that the progress in the last few years has rather been dramatic, with 3 different regimens to improve survival. And with the better science and the better support, it's only going to get better and better. We're going to knock this out.